Hello everybody. Uh, the sample paper which was given to you through our WhatsApp group, as well as what you have written as your pre-board. Today I am going to discuss the answer key with you all, and also I will give you some tips that how you can get marks in computer science subject for your 11th class session ending exam. First, let us discuss the question paper. The first problem was based on memory units. So you must know all the conversion between the memory units. 2 GB of memory is equals to how much MB memory. So you should know that 1024 MB is called as 1 GB. So obviously 2 GB will be how much? 2 into 1024 MB. That will give you 1 mark. The next problem is write example of any two output device. So it's a very simple and basic question, like you should know all the output devices. Mainly you have printer, monitor, speaker, etc. Then convert A, B, which is in hexadecimal, to the binary form. So converting hexadecimal to binary, you can apply the shortcut method, that is for each hexadecimal digit you have to write 4 binary bits. Now A, you should know the method. A is nothing but it is 10, and the binary of 10 is 1010. Similarly, B is 11 and its binary will be 1011. So I just written A in binary in 4 bits, B also in binary in 4 bits. That's all, will give you 1 mark. Next question is draw the logic diagram of the following Boolean expression. Now logic diagram, you have to draw the logic diagram. You should have the knowledge of all the basic gates and their truth table and their equations or expressions. Like here the expression given is x dash dot y. Even the dot is not given, you can consider dot is there, and you should know that x dash is nothing but not operation done with x. So here we are passing x here and given to a NOT gate, and here you will get x dash. Similarly, you need y also, so this is the input y, and in between them x dash and y we need to perform dot, means AND operation. So this two input must be given to AND gate. So this is AND gate, and given both the inputs, here we are giving x dash, here we are giving y, and output of this AND gate will give you the first term which I highlighted here, x dash dot y, which we have written here also, x dash dot y. Similarly, we need a second term also, which is x dot y dash. So here also dot means we need to use AND gate, and we need to supply x as well as y dash to this AND gate. So here we are supplying x to the AND gate, and here we are supplying y. Again we are using NOT gate, it will convert y into y dash. So we are supplying y dash to the AND gate, and here we are getting the output as x dot y dash. Now you got the first term as the output of the first gate, and you got the second term as the output of the second AND gate. And this two output we need to see here that we are doing plus between the first term and the second term, and plus is nothing but OR gate. So these two terms are simply connected to the OR gate, or you can say given as input to the OR gate. So if you give these two things to the OR gate, it will make plus of those two things. So that is the first one is x dash dot y. So it will take x dash dot y, that is the first input. It will take the second input x y dash, it will take the second input x y dash, and what it will do is it will do plus between both the inputs. That is what is asked in your question. So this you have to draw like this, you'll get 2 marks. And this type of problems given in your book also, you can practice a lot, and I'm sure that this type of problem will come in your session ending exam also. Sometimes what they ask is that they give you the diagram, and then you are asked to write this kind of equation. So that also can be done easily. When diagram is given to you, you can process each and every input line, and you can process the output and get the output. You should know which gate will perform what. Like here, if this diagram is given to you, you can just mark it. Like here x is there, so not gate means here you will get x dash, and then here y, so here you will get x dash dot y. Here you will similarly, here you will get x dot y dash, and this is OR gate, so it will do plus operation between these uh, two terms. So this is going to be your final answer. So both the types of problems are very important for your exam purpose, exam point of view. Similarly, number conversion is very important, and you have seen that 1 mark is asked here. It may be asked for 1 or 2 marks depending on your paper. Then see that hardware and software concepts are very important, and similarly this memory units. And then there is the next question is what is IPO cycle, and it is there in your syllabus. It is called as input process output cycle. It is nothing but a computer works in this way, that is, it takes the input and then it processes the input and then it produces the output. That's what we have written here. And then the next problem is explain the difference with different types of software with examples. So again, a question is from the software. So the types of software. So basically there are 2 types of software. One is called as system software, another is called as application software. System softwares are the softwares which are used for the internal operation of your computer. There is a definition given in your book also, which you can follow, and examples. You should understand that what softwares are system softwares, like operating system, without which we cannot operate our computer. So every computer must have an operating system. Of course, there are different types of operating system. There are functions of operating systems. These are all important topic. Operating system is also very important topic. Compiler is also system software. Interpreter is system software. Antivirus, disk compression, and you can go through in your notes as well as your book that these are all system softwares. Application softwares are nothing but these are the softwares which are actually for specific application. Now your specific application may be like you want to do some typing work, means you have to use some typing softwares like MS Word, and if you want to do some kind of calculation work, you can use Excel software, and you want to do some use a calculator, you can use calculator software. So all these softwares are called as application software. Even your application software can include your Adobe Reader, PDF Reader, and your Photoshop, Paintbrush. These are all your application software. You can call them as application software because they are made for some specific task. Okay, so that is application software. And then the tasks which are essential or which are helping you to do some housekeeping job in your computer is called as system software, like operating system, compiler, interpreter, and so many are there. Disk compression, utility, file compression, zipping, unzipping a file, such softwares, and any antivirus or registry cleaner, or all the softwares are helpful to manage your computer system. That is called as system software. Next thing is what is primary memory, and give example. So primary memory, actually the name itself says that primary means it is something which is primary means it is directly communicating with the CPU. Okay, and without this primary memory you cannot run your computer also. You cannot start your computer without this memory. There are basically 2 types of primary memory, that is RAM and ROM. RAM is actually whatever program we are running, that program gets loaded in RAM. And what is ROM is actually it stores a small program called as BIOS, and that is basic input output system, which is used to start your computer. So it is read only memory. You cannot use it like RAM. It is only you can read from this memory, because there is a small program stored in this memory which is always used to start or boot your computer, and that is what is the purpose of ROM. And both the memories are in semiconductor memories. Okay, they are made up of semiconductor material. It means that they do not use any mechanical devices like motor or spindle or arms, or so it does not consist of any mechanical movement or nothing like that. It is simply a semiconductor memory, so only the electron movement is there inside this. That is what is semiconductor. So these two memories are primary memory, and so see that memory topic is also important as far as your exam is concerned. And then what is now this you have seen that question number 1 is actually the first question is actually from your computer system organization unit number 2, which is basically 10 marks only. So this consists of knowing all the basic concepts of hardware, software, number conversion, Boolean algebra. You can see your syllabus. If you see your syllabus, it is given in your book also, in the starting pages of your book, and this is your syllabus marks distribution, that programming computational thinking, which is for 35 marks weightage. So 35 marks will be asked based on programming concepts, that is your Python programming language. So Python is for 35 marks, and then this is the first unit, and it is given elaborately here that what all topics consist in the first unit. And if you see, the second unit is computer system organization, which is for 10 marks. And some student might find difficulty in Python, but I would say that still you can cover remaining 35 marks from other things just by knowing the definitions, important topics, and knowing those concepts, understanding those concepts. So don't take this unit number 2, which is full theoretical unit, where you need to just know the definitions, the concepts, the important topics, how to write examples, how to write, and number conversion and Boolean algebra, which consists of 10 marks. I'll again show you all the topics in this unit. So don't take this unit lightly. These 10 marks must be fully taken by you, and you have seen the questions are either 1 mark or 2 mark. You are not going to write much, only the important definitions, the specific terms, definitions you have to write in specific terms. If you write something which is not in proper using proper terms, you will not get full marks in this. So just learn all the definitions. It's given in your book also. Learn all those definitions. So see that what topics are main topics, important topics where it can be asked in exam, and remember all the definitions. Data management is the next unit number 3, which is for 15 marks, and here you need some practice of SQL commands and writing the SQL outputs, as well as some theory questions. So theory questions also, topics are fixed actually. I'll tell you what all topics you can prepare. And then unit number 4 is society, law and ethics, which is fully general unit, general topics, which does not involve any programming thing. It is all about awareness about cyber crime and law and ethics to be used while when we do online stuff when we do. So this unit is also consisting of 10 marks. It should not be taken lightly. See to it that you get full 10 marks in unit number 4 as well as unit number 2, which is very, very important for all of you. And again I would say that in unit number 4, 10 marks, how do you get is, please see the syllabus. Unit number 4 syllabus is here. Nothing will come out of the syllabus, and all these terms are given in your book. Remember their definitions and write exactly the same definition, you will get full marks in this. Suppose a question is asked like what is eavesdropping? If you have not learned its definition, definitely you will not get any mark. So see that there is a proper definition given, example given in your book. If you have learned that definition, if you write exactly the same thing, you will get full marks. Similarly, phishing is there. Similarly, identity verification is there. So these all, each and every topic is very important. There are just few topics mentioned here in your syllabus. Your book might have some more topics, but at least this much topics are very important, and see to it that each and every topic given here are important for your exam point of view. You should have understanding of cyber safety, you should have understanding of all these topics. I hope you can very well prepare these topics. And there are different types of viruses given in your book, like Trojan horse, and like worm is also there, WORM, worm, and then malware, adware, everything is given. So prepare this all these topics, as well as there may be some additional topics in your book. Prepare all those topics very well and see to it that this unit you are getting full marks. Again, you will get only 1-2 mark question here, either 1 mark question or 2 mark question, where either you have to define, or you have to write the example, or you have to find out what comes under cybercrime, what doesn't come under cybercrime. Unit number 3, which is data management. Now in this all these topics can be this is theory as well as practical. More practical based question will come from this. Practical based question means what? You have already seen your periodic test as well as your sample paper also, that what way it is going to be asked. Please see to it that sample paper or the pre-board paper what you have written, or you call it as the model exam or pre-session ending exam what you have written, that question paper is very important. It has been forwarded to you also. You all also got it when you wrote the exam, and I have also forwarded you the answer key on your WhatsApp group, as well as I have forwarded on your email also the answer key. And this video is made for you to just help you to see and understand that what way you can score marks in your session ending exam. I want every one of you should pass in your weightage, and if you want to know that minimum how much marks you need to gain in your session ending exam in order to clear your weightage, that also you can ask me, and you can contact me, and you can ask me. Now without wasting our time, let us see that relational database. Here you may find some questions, like some topics are important here, which the topics what important topics are here is all the RDBMS definitions or the terms. The terms could be like what is a database, or then what is RDBMS, and then relation, what is tuple, what is degree, what is cardinality, what is attribute, and then what is called as a primary key, foreign key, and along with their examples. So you must know all these definitions which can be asked for theory question, and along with the example as you have seen in your sample paper also. Apart from that, you need to also know all the commands, or you need to know writing the SQL commands correctly as per the question. So I need you to practice all those questions properly, and definitely one create table command will also come in your exam. Definitely create table command. So you must know that how to write this command. You must know how to write join commands. Join is, I would like to say here one thing is that don't write in using join. If you have learned, well and good. If not, try to write without using such keyword, because in MySQL you can write in several ways, and obviously if it is correct you will get marks, but try to write in simple way, simple form, without using join keywords. You can just use a simple select command, where you can say select the column names which you want to display from first table comma second table, and then where and then you can write the join condition, that the join condition happens to be the common column of both the tables are equal. So you have to write this equality condition in the join condition. That is where I'll discuss with our sample paper also, that what I want to say here. And you can get what way you have to practice is writing practice is also very important. That's see your book, take those type of questions where table are given and where they are asking you to write the commands, as well as 4 output questions also will come where the commands are given and you are supposed to write the output of those commands. So please prepare all these things nicely. And then there are so many, like insert command, you should know the syntax, how to delete a entry or a record in your table, that syntax must be known to you. And then apart from that, how to delete a table, that is drop table command, and so on. So if you see this types of problems, again one more point I want to add it here is that because we do not have proper authentic textbook, and the textbook what you have got has got lot of extra stuff also in that book. And I have been saying to you that and I have been instructing you that, informing you that which topics are needed, which topics are not required, so you can ignore such topics. Please keep in mind that sample paper or the pre-board paper what you have written, those types of problems are important for you, and you must be able to solve such kinds of problems. So keeping in view those types of problems, pattern of paper, you can very well prepare for your session ending exam. Now here SQL command select a project, that is selection and projection operation, that definition must be given in your book. And then join is only your cross join and equi join, and indexes topic is also there. And see, this indexes topic, I would say that book they have given a lot of things here. You need to just know that what is the use of these indexes, and just one example or syntax of creating the index, that's enough for you, because they cannot ask very much on this area. If they ask also, maximum 1 or 2 mark they can ask, not more than that. And then lot of in-class practice. And then now coming to this MongoDB and NoSQL topic, so you must see that here they, again I will say that they are not going to ask much on this topic. MongoDB, please see that, don't see the commands at all. Only you must know the difference between NoSQL and RDBMS, advantages of NoSQL over RDBMS, and the definition and the purpose of NoSQL database. That is all theoretical area only, and I will say that maximum it will come maximum for 2 marks, that's all. So please don't break your head too much knowing MongoDB commands and all, running those commands and all, not at this point of time I will not suggest you to do. Only you just see that what I have said just before, that much is enough for you in this topic. So this is how you prepare for database management. Now coming to the unit number 2, which is for 10 marks, that is question number 1. And in this you must be, again I will say that book has given a lot of topics, but see that these topics must be prepared by you. Try to understand that what is important, according to this syllabus only you prepare. And if you prepare other topics as well also, it is good for you, but see to it that you get full marks, 10 marks in this area. Especially what I will say that basics of computer, definitely questions will come from this basics of computer. That is you should know what the definition of computer, hardware, software, the types of hardware, software, the block diagram of computer, and then input devices, output devices, the way a computer functions, that is how it goes from input to the CPU, and then what is the role of memory when it is processing the data, and then how the data gets display or produced in the output. So all those things. Then memory topic is very important. Now coming to this hard disk, you need not worry about how hard disk functions internally. There is no need to know each and everything inside the hard disk and all different types of memory, but the types of memory is also very important topic. Knowing the example is enough. And then the RAM and ROM, important topics. Primary memory, secondary memory, important topic. And then the difference between them, and in various input output devices you should know. And this is nothing. Then types of software, very important topic. Application software, operating system is very important topic. You should know the different types of operating system. It is given in your book, please see to it, their definitions. And then the role of operating system, the function of operating system, what does it do. Especially it performs your job scheduling, and there are different types of job scheduling. And it also performs this one, IOCS, input output control system. So it is given in your book, just find it out and prepare it. And then utility, softwares are nothing but softwares like text editor. Every operating system will provide you some utility software. Like in every operating system you will find a notepad, which is a utility software through which you can type, but it will not have much functionality here. You cannot have selected fonts or colors too much here. It is a basic simple editor, which is actually come under utility software. Then there are other utility softwares also, like if you open my computer, you can right click on your drive, and you can find you can go to the properties or tools. So these are error checking. So this is error checking tool, this is utility software. This is defragmentation tool, this is backup tool. These are all actually come under the utilities or the system software. You can say them as system software. So you can find out all these things. And then language of bit, byte, MB, GB, TB. So you must know the conversion properly, carefully. All this is the important topic. And then Boolean logic. Again, I will say that in your book they have given too much. They have given so many laws. I need you to stick on to these topics only, because the question paper will be framed keeping in point all these topics, not whatever extra things given in your book. So there is not much to like. So these are all basic operations. You must know their truth table, how to draw the truth table, how to draw their diagrams or logic circuit, and then writing a Boolean expression from the diagram, as well as vice versa. That is expression, you need to draw the diagram from the expression, as well as you need to convert a truth table into expression, as well as expression into truth table. So that is also very important topic. And then law, they have given only one law, De Morgan law. So you don't have to break your head in other law like absorption law, whatever given in your book. I would suggest not to see each and everything. If you have done, if you can do, well and good. Otherwise it's not needed, because only De Morgan law is given in your syllabus here. And one topic is truth table, which is very important, that you should know that how a truth table can be written as a Boolean expression, as well as how you can write a truth table from the Boolean expression. Similarly, the how expression can be drawn as a logic circuit, as well as vice versa, and all these gates and all these operations. Next topic is information representation. That is representation, that is your all conversion between binary, octal and hexadecimal. So very important topic, and definitely 1 mark question or 2 mark question can come on this. And then all just to know the definition and purpose of all these things given here. The full forms also important, and nothing more in that. Execution, that how a program gets executed, and this is I don't find that in your exam something can be asked, but not just knowing the basic concept is enough for you. And then interpreter is interpreter. Okay, so compiler interpreter is a very favorite topic and a very important topic. It is asked most of the time in your exam. Basically there is a difference between compiler, working of a compiler, and working of an interpreter. So you can very well prepare this topic. And then running a program is that how a program gets run. It is also okay, operating system as a resource manager. Okay, but if it is asked means from this topic nothing more than 1 or 2 marks I find to be asked in this area. And then concept of cloud computer, again this area also 1 or 2 mark, not more than that. So you can just prepare this topics definitions, like what is private cloud, what is public cloud, the difference between them, and what is meant by cloud computer, the definition of that. And then what is parallel computing, the definition or the advantages of the what is parallel. So that is that much is enough for you to prepare. You don't have to see each and everything given in your book. So please save your time unnecessarily. Don't dig into such areas which are not relevant for your exam. See that all this topic is only for 10 marks. You can yourself understand that for 10 marks how much they are going to ask. So your book has given elaborately so many topics unnecessary which you don't have to look into. And what I am saying, what I say, each and everything what I am discussing right now is important for your preparing and getting marks in your session ending exam. And so please do a smart study and unnecessarily don't waste your time in unnecessary topics which are not relevant at all. So please see that which topic has got more weightage, where you need to put more effort. Okay, whereas put less or don't waste much time on unnecessary topics. Now especially this area, programming and computational thinking, which is all your programming. And here I want to say you that here this is your basic program. So please have your basic concepts. Whatever exams I have conducted, like PT1, periodic test 1, half yearly, as well as PT2, as well as your pre-board, as well as my class test. So see to it that those types of problems whatever I have asked are very important problems. Okay, very important problem. So like I'll tell you like print command, how does a print command work, and you have seen different things used in print command, which is an important topic. And then notion of a variable, this is only for understanding purpose. I don't think anything can be asked here. Knowledge of data type, of course data types are important. You should know the data types what is there in your syllabus, that is integer, float, string, and list, tuple, and dictionary. So these are all the topics which are important. And then how do we create a variable and all those things. And then what kind of operators are available for you to use. And moreover, not only this, you also must know that which expressions are invalid. Invalid means wrong, wrong means which will give error. Okay, so knowing that what is allowed to be done, what is not allowed to be done, that all those things we have already discussed in our class while teaching. And if you have made your notes while I teach, you would have recorded all those things. And all those things are very important. And like valid and invalid expression, if you remember, we discussed about AND operator, OR operator, NOT operator, as well as so many different operators. Okay, like just to say an example, what could be wrong, like you add an integer. Okay, that was nothing actually, I just wanted the shell to come here. Like you know that 2 plus 2, what it will give? 2 plus 2 if I do, will give you error. And see that the types of error is also very important topic. So you must know all the basic types of error and when does they occur. Okay, when do they occur, sorry, when do they occur. Like type error. So you sometimes they can ask you a question like what is type error, and give an example. So you can give this kind of example. And this concept is very clear, that integer plus string. it's an invalid expression. Definitely it's a type error because it's a wrong operation we are performing. Integer cannot be added with the string. Integer you can add only with float as well as integer. Nowhere else you can add integer. So like that you should know. These are all we have learned during our teaching learning process. How I hope you remember all those things and you must prepare. So error is very important. Knowing expressions, when it becomes wrong expression, when it is a correct, and all the types of error, very important topic, I'll tell you. Please prepare all those things. So then comes to conditional expression and all. Okay, that there is no theory. They can just theory will not be too much in this. Actually here more and more practical based question will come. Practical based question means maybe writing the output, or maybe writing a program, or maybe correcting the given code. That type of questions will come. Okay, and then they have given something like here absolute value, sorting. So see, if you see the syllabus, sorting 3 numbers, so this can be asked as a program. So these are important topics. So this, based on this theme only, program can be asked in your exam. Divisibility, that is you should know the use of modulus operator. So very important, modulus operator is very important. You are going to use this modulus operator, floor division, divide operator, all the basic operators. So please see all the operators you have prepared very well, and you know how to write their output also. Then notion of iterative, that is your loops. So there are 2 types of loop, and one pakka question will come, converting from one loop to another loop. So you must know how to convert it. Okay, you must know the difference between for loop and while loop. So that's because it's not like in other language where it is just because there is a requirement where for loop can work, where while loop will not be helpful, and there are some requirement where while loop is helpful, means something which you can do with while loop and you cannot do with for loop. That is why this becomes an important topic. So I would like you to see the difference between for loop and while loop, and obviously the conversion of given for loop, writing the code using while loop, for loop to while loop, rewriting the code, or while loop to for loop, rewriting the code. So please prepare on this topic, and then flowchart and decision tree and pseudocode. I hope that if it is asked, means it will be maximum 2 marks, not more than that. So flowchart, first of all the definitions, that what are their use, and then how to draw a simple flowchart, and how to draw a decision tree, how to write a pseudocode. All these examples given in your book. Just see the simple example. Nobody will ask you very tough or difficult examples if it is asked. Then write a lot of programs, and this is the area which is very important, that after knowing all the basic concepts, you must be able to write the programs. Now all the basic program, whatever we have done in our class as well as in our exam, in our school lab, all those programs are very important for you. So kindly see that all those programs are done by you, and that is why I gave you the project also, that if you complete those projects given to you, you would have learned so all these things which are needed to write in your main exam. That was the purpose behind giving you the project, and especially the project which you are doing it yourself. So while doing the project, you might have used so many times loops, you might have used so many conditions, if else, and then you would have become perfect in all those concepts. And then see that interest calculation. So how to write a program for interest calculation. What you have to do is you have to just take 3 variables, 3 inputs from the user. That is, how do you calculate interest? That is principal, rate, and time. Just take these 3 values in 3 variables, multiply them and divide by 100, and then display the output. That's all. And then primarily, that is primary number. Prime number. So prime number is a very important topic, and then factorial, writing a program for factorial is also very important. So see that I am telling you what all important programs which comes in my mind right now. That is all the programs which we have done during our course of teaching learning process, like you must be able to check a number is a negative, positive or zero, as well as it is even or odd, and then finding the sum of n natural numbers, and then displaying the Fibonacci series, and then displaying the pattern, maybe pyramid patterns. I don't think that pyramid pattern will be that much, but if it is asked means simple problem will be asked, not a very difficult problem from pyramid if it is asked, but chances are less. And then what other important topics are like finding the factorial of a number, and then checking a prime number, okay, checking a number is prime or not. See, they can ask in different ways actually, so read the question very carefully what way it is. You cannot mug up the coding or the program, you cannot mug up definitely for sure, because they will ask in such a way that your mug up will never help you. So if they do a small change also here, like primary number, checking a number is prime or not, that is one very simple direct way they can ask to check a number is prime. If somebody like if I have to do a small change in this program, I will say that okay, to display the prime numbers between 1 to 100. So now it becomes one step ahead or one step advance. So if you know how to write a program, you can do such problems. So not suggested to mug up the program or code. And then other things, other important programs are like finding the maximum from a list, or finding the minimum from a list, or second maximum or second minimum, which we have done in the class also. And then not only that, the programs based on list, like a list is given to you and you may be asked to find the sum of all the even numbers in the list, or sum of all the odd numbers in the list. And then dictionary is there. So dictionary, how it can be used, mainly dictionary, what do you see, mainly dictionary can be used mainly for counting, and that counting is already given in your syllabus itself. So it's a very important program. Definitely one program will definitely come from dictionary, and most dictionary means how it can be asked. Most of the time I would say that it can be asked for counting the frequency only. Either you are counting the frequency in a list or in a string, or it is whether it is counting the number of vowels or whether it is counting the number of consonants using dictionary. Already you have seen one program in our sample paper also like that. So dictionary can be used, program will be asked based on dictionary, and like that it is. And error, I already told that you must know. Theory they can ask here. There are different types of error, like logical error, syntax error, compile time error or runtime error. You must know all these types of errors with their examples. Apart from that, exceptions or errors like type error, name error, index out of bound error, value error. So all these errors, common errors you must know. And then debugging and breakpoint and all this definitions are enough to be asked here. If somebody is asking means they can ask you only that what is debugging, and what is the use of breakpoint, and what is PDB, like that, because it is more on practical, like to do it as a practical. In exam, if it is asked mainly, maximum it can be 1 or 2 marks from the debugging area. Debugging, there is a debugging chapter. So PDB, that topic also. So not much relevant, but definitions like 1 or 2 mark, 1 mark or 2 mark can be asked. And then the tuple and dictionary, all those things. So I hope one thing I want to tell you here is sorting. Sorting is an important topic, and definitely from sorting, definitely pakka they will ask in your exam, either to write the program as well as to do the sorting, which you have already seen in your question paper. Like they can give you some numbers, and then they ask you to use a particular method like bubble sort or insertion sort, and then step by step you need to perform those steps and show it. Here they are not asking you to write the code, they are asking you to just trace it using a particular method. So they will give you the numbers and you have to just perform perform either a bubble sort or insertion sort on those numbers, and please take care of ascending and descending order. Okay, you should know what way your program or what way your method will change for ascending and descending order. It's just only the condition will change, that's all. And then this is not much relevant topic for exam point of view. Obviously one thing you need to know here is that you can write a program in so many ways, and a good program and efficient program will be the one which takes less time, and less time it will take only when it performs less steps. So you according to this topic count the number of operations. So if you are given a program and one program is doing more operations, another program is doing less operations, however the output is coming as correct and the programs are correct, so obviously the program which is taking less number of operation only will be good and efficient, because it will take less time. So that's not something to be asked in the session ending exam. Okay, coming to the next topic, string and all. Okay, so you must know that how strings can be processed and all those things. Now I am not wasting much time on this. Let me come back to the. So the next question here is IPS cycle was over, and then different types of software was over, semiconductor was over, and see that here equal to and double equal to operator. So definitely one question, definitely it will come based on operator. So what are the basic operators? Divide and double divide, and then your plus equal to or multiply equal to double equal to. So like this they can ask you for 1 mark or 2 mark to compare the operators and to explain the use of the operator, or else they can ask in the form of writing the output, where the output is where the code consists of those kind of operators, especially modulus operator, divide operator, and floor divide operator, floor division. So please see to it, at least the basics, at least not for a very complicated example, but basics example you must be aware of. So you can see that what it is, and then how is tuple different from a list, everyone knows what it is. And then what do you mean by breakpoint while debugging? See that it is also only for 1 mark from that area, breakpoint and debugging. So I have already written it here. You can find even more topics from your book, and see that syllabus like PDB, breakpoint, debugging. What is debugging? Debugging is nothing but removing out the errors from your program. And this question is also very important, that rewriting, pakka one question will come for error finding. Now how do you write the answer? I have already written the answer here, you can go through, you can understand very well, and I'll just discuss it. The question, please read the question. What does it say? Rewrite the following, means this code you have to rewrite after removing the errors, and wherever the corrections are done we have to underline. So the question is very clear, the code has got some errors which we have to correct it, and while correcting the errors please see to it that we do not change the logic of the given code. So what does it intend to do? That like you cannot completely change the whole code. So we have to see that where minimum changes can be done which affects our code, only those changes can be done. So if you see here value equal to here, so as far as you know this, it is not an error at all. But when does it become error is, you see this variable well has been used here, and now here they are using in the range function, and it must be integer. If it must be integer, here we have not converted it into integer. That is how it becomes the error. That is why we need to convert. So depending on the usage of well, suppose they do not use the variable well here, then this statement would not have been called as error, because if they are using it as integer, it must be converted to integer. If they are using it as a string, then this is already a string only, input gives you a string only. So we need to convert it into integer, and this function, int function, we have got all the data type function, int, bool, then your string, str, these are all available as function, and this is also called as typecasting. If you do not know, please see to it that these functions are only called as typecasting, because they are converting from one type to another type. So they are function also, and that is also called as typecasting. that is you are converting from one form to another form. So this is another variable header equal to 0. There is no error in this as far as you see this. Now if you see for C in range 1 okay, comma well okay, comma 3 okay, but what is missing here is the colon. So colon we have to put, and we have to put underline. And then if it is a for loop, there is something inside the for loop which must be indented. So please see to it that all the code must be indented inside the for loop. If the code belongs to the for loop, it must be indented inside the for loop. So which is already given as indented. But what you see, please go line by line. Don't see randomly, don't look here and there. Please go line by line, that you have checked the first line, no error. You have checked the second line, no error. You have checked the third line. While checking the third line, you saw the variable well used as integer. That strikes you to see that the previous line was wrong because it was not converted to integer. So in this way, in this order, you are going to write this error question. Then you saw that a colon is missing. Okay, up to here we have done. Now you see that header plus equal to C. This is good, no problem at all. Plus equal to operator. Sometimes they can give equal to plus. However, equal to plus is also correct in Python, no problem at all, because we are going to find only the syntax error, not the logical error. So even if it is given as equal to plus C, that also would not be wrong actually, that also will be correct only. Now if you see here, if C modulus 2 equal to 0, what do you see here? Equal to 0 is wrong, because equal to is used for assigning the value. However, we are in if condition, you cannot use equal to, it must be double equal to, because you want to check the left side value is matching or equating with the right side value or not. So it should be double equal to. So my next correction is double equal to, and then colon. Now this statement happens to be inside if block, and it must be indented. So this is the next error for indentation. Okay, and then the next error is here also indentation is required. So here also indentation is done. And if you see, one more correction I didn't do here is, I'm sorry that I have not done it, is you would have given brackets here, but see that without bracket also in Python 2.7 version it is correct, because up to Python 2.7 version print was not a function, it was a statement. So even if you write like what I wrote before also, it was correct. Now also it is correct, no problem at all. So that's all. So this is how you are going to. So see to it that error question you are getting 2 marks correctly here. So check the basic things like the variable names are used properly, and Python is case sensitive language. For example, if this variable v is given as a small v here, and here they are using capital V, that is also wrong. That's also wrong here. In this case it will be wrong, because when you use VAL here, when you use a variable here you are using it only for reading the value from this variable, So this variable must have been defined before, but defined before is not capital V, it is a small v, so that will be wrong. So this kind of mistakes also can be looked into when you see. Then indentation, then colon, and then using proper operators properly, and then all the valid and invalid expressions. Like whenever you are using operator, please see to it that the expression is valid or not. Like just before I said you that integer 2 plus string 2 would be wrong, it will be wrong, error. So like that you can find. Now output question, in order to solve output question, it needs a lot of practice, and that is what I have been telling to you, that asking you that please practice all the problems given in your book, this kind. Now you know the types of problem which are going to be asked, so why don't you see more problems based on such topics like output. So try to find out from whatever resource you have, maybe your textbook, maybe your downloaded sample papers from the website which I had told you before, that is KV Planner, you can search in Google KV Planner, and then you can download the sample papers or papers whatever available on those sites, and in those papers you can find out what kind of output questions are asked. Will give you more exposure, because there is no particular area which can be. So basically we will see that whether you have understood all the concepts like whether you know the concept of loop, whether you know the concept of how the loops are used, how the conditions are checked, how the values are operators are used, how the slicing is used. If you know all these concepts, you can definitely do it. Now in order to solve the output question, you are not going to do it just by looking at the code directly without writing anything. You must write, you must make all these variables as columns, and whenever, because the code is going to change their values, like times is a variable here, and if you see here times inside this loop, the loop is going to run in a particular way some number of times, and every time the loop runs it is going to perform these three operations. So what is the first operation? It is changing the value of times. So what you need to do is you need to make a variable times as a column in your workout, in your answer paper, either in the same area where you write the answer, or maybe you can divide your answer paper in two parts. The right side you can do the workout, and the main area you can write your output finally. So final output you must write it correctly, and in order to get the output you must do a kind of workout, and that workout I hope that okay, I'll try to do that kind of workout using my Excel, where I can show you that you need to make your but let me do one thing, like Excel it won't be, I'll do one thing, output I will prepare a separate video and I'll send it to you separately. So please see that output will be solved separately and given to you separately. So this question is one, I'll give you separately how to solve that. Now evaluate the following expression. Now see, this is also important. Here you need, what is actually checked here is whether you know the conversion of one data type to another. These are all conversion is taking place and operators are taking place. So you must know that how these operators work and what output do they produce. So if you know this concept, you can very well, and these types of problems are given in bulk in your textbook. Please see the exercise solved as well as unsolved, and you can find a lot of problems. Even you can refer my previous papers also, PT1, PT2, half yearly, whatever class test conducted, I have asked these types of problems before also. So now in this, what you have to do is look at this Boolean of what? Boolean of empty. This is what? Empty list. So empty list when converted to Boolean, it gives you what? It gives you false. So just replace that value with false. And now if you convert false to integer, what you get? False to integer gives you 0. Similarly, you see the second one, Boolean of false, but this false is given in single quotes. So don't consider this false as the Boolean literal false. It is a string literal false. And in case of string, list, dictionary and tuple, what is the rule is that if they are empty, it means false. If they are not empty, it means it is true. So Boolean of false, because it is a string false, it is not empty. Not empty, it is going to give you true. And then this true converted to integer gives you 1, and finally it becomes a 0 plus 1, which gives you the answer as 1. So final answer is 1. This is how you get 1 mark here. So you can do what way I have done, in what way, what order I have done, same way you can do, try, practice problems from your book. Now let us see the second one. Here AND operator is, so in case of AND, there is left hand side, there is right hand side, and the rule of AND is that if the first left hand side is false, if this left hand side of AND is equivalent to false, then the same value or the same expression becomes the output. But if the first value happens to be equivalent to true. Okay, you should know the conversion between true, false and other values. Like here list is given, here true is not given, here list is given. So you should know that it is a non-empty list, and non-empty list is nothing but it is equivalent to true. So if the left side is true in case of AND operator, the right side is the answer. Right side is the answer. That is how AND operator was explained to you. You know it very well. If not, you please see to it, understand once again. And now the length, the right hand side, because this is left is true, so your answer is actually this one. And if you solve this one, length of empty bracket is nothing but 0, so your answer is nothing but 0. So in this case your answer is 0, is given here. And then write the output of this. Now you should know the use of triple quotes, and you should know the difference between double quote or single quote and triple quote. So triple quote allows you to write in multiple lines. The string can be written in multiple lines, and it automatically inserts a backslash n here automatically. So what will happen when you display it? It will display first in the first line, second in the second line. Why? Because of triple quotes. Had it not been triple quote given here, then suppose if it is a single quotes here, it will be error, because in case of single quote you cannot split it into multiple lines. Actually this part should have come here, If you want to continue in the second line, if the first line is not complete, and you want to continue writing in the second line, you can give a backslash here, So a backslash allows you to continue the part which is not completed, the statement which is not completed in the second line. So if you use backslash here, it is just a facility to you to type or continue in the second line without producing the error, because if you do it normally it will give error. So in order to avoid that error, we put this backslash. But if it is given like this, your output will not be like this. In that case your output will be like this. So this has been discussed in our class thoroughly, and I have been asking, it has been asked in your exams, test and all those things. See to it, important. And then a program to take, now here it is a program to take the list of number. So input is going to be this single line. So at least if you are not able to write the full program, I would suggest you to at least write the input taken correctly as well as the output displayed correctly. Do something whatever you understand here for processing part, and your 3 mark is splitted for input as well as processing as well as output. Maybe you may get 1 mark for a writing, at least in taking input correctly. Maybe you can get 1 mark for output also, and some partial marks you can get it if you take input output correctly. Even if you have some mistakes in your logic, you may get some partial marks. So see to it that input and output is also very necessary. So here you have to take a list of numbers as input, so eval function can automatically evaluate that and convert it into a particular data type. So if you are giving your input in the square bracket, it will be converted to a list. If you are giving your input in parentheses, it will be converted to a tuple, and curly bracket will be converted to a dictionary, and so on. Okay, leave it. Now this program is to find and display the maximum value, okay, without using max. So I would suggest that don't use any ready-made or built-in function, because there is a function for sorting also, not needed to use. Reverse function not needed. Only basic functions can be used. So in this question you are asked to display the maximum value. So maximum value logic is very simple. The first element, that is a of 0, can be stored in the variable max, and this variable max will be checked against each and every item in the list A. Whenever we find that the item happens to be bigger than existing max, we will change the value of the max to the value of the item. That is, we have found a bigger one, so we will change the value of max to the bigger one. So we when the loop gets over, we have checked all the values, and finally the max is the maximum value in the list. So now I want to say here is that the same program could be asked to display not only the maximum value but also the position of the maximum value. Then your program will be different. That is why I told that don't follow mucking up, because a program can be asked in little variation, a small change, like the same question. So see, in computer science it's very specific that what code you are writing, what has been asked. So you should not simply see like maximum means the same code everywhere. No, read the program question carefully, what has been asked. Suppose if they say that find and display the position of the maximum value and its position so just small changes been introduced here. Your code will not be exactly like this, because now you need to keep track of the position also. Position is nothing but the index number. So you can take one more variable pose. So first starting what we are understanding, assuming that the first item in your list is the biggest or maximum. That is why we stored that value in max, because using the loop it is going to be checked with all the remaining elements. So there is no harm assuming that the first one is the biggest in the starting, because it is going to be checked with the remaining using this loop. So so similarly, take another variable position, assuming that the first position, index number 0, has got the maximum value. So store the maximum value in max, store the position 0. Now your loop cannot be done like this, because you need to know the index number, that is the position, and in order to use the index number you cannot take out the items directly from the list. You need to use this in place of item. You need to use you can in fact take any name of the variable, but here we need to generate the index numbers, because index numbers we need to store the index number. If you are directly taking out the element, you do not know its position. So that is why you can take the index number here. So range of a comma, not a, sorry, it will be range of length of a. So it will be checked against each and every index number. And here now your item is not directly fetched. What you are getting is the index number through the loop, and you need to access using this index number I the value at index number I. So here no more item, it would change like this. So see that this kind of things you are very much aware of, then only you can write it correctly. Now a of I represent the value, actually I is actually representing the index number. Now a of I greater than max, then max is equals to a of I. So just trying to help you understand that what way. And not only this, we need to also keep track of sorry, this one, we need to also keep track means store the position, that is I, index number we have to store in the variable. So we have to not only change max, we have to change pose also, because ultimately what we are going to display is maximum value as well as its position. So maximum value comma we can display its position. Okay, so leave it. Now write the output of the following code. Again this is the output question, and I hope this question I can okay, so same way I will do this output separately and show to you. Write a program to take a list input and count the frequency of positive, negative and 0. So there are some numbers stored in a list which you have to take as input. So this is very clear. You can get 1 mark or half mark for this writing itself. And then using a dictionary we need to count the frequency of how many positive numbers, how many negative numbers, sorry, and how many zeros number can be, either positive or negative, or it could be 0. So that can be checked. So what we need to do is take a dictionary, because the question asked to use dictionary. Counting, so take 3 counters. See, you can take this without dictionary also. It could have been taken as 3 variables. You could have taken like a positive variable p equals to 0, negative variable n equals to 0, but what they are asking is to count using the dictionary. So just take this counter, okay, take this counters inside the dictionary as key. Now here p is a variable, you are not going to take variable because it's so it will be here, the key will be taken as a string. So I have taken, so this positive is just like a variable only. So this is taken as a key, positive, negative is another key, 0 is another. So these are the 3 counters to count the number of positives, negatives and 0. Now what is my task is to go through each and every value in my list. For that I will use a for loop just like this. So item will be getting each and every value one by one, and then I can check easily that if the item is more than 0, definitely it is a positive number. So in that case I will increase the count of the positive key. So this is positive key, I am just increasing the count plus equal to 1. So if it was 3, it will become 4, if it was 0, it will become 1, and so on. Similarly, it will check if this is false, suppose the number is not positive, it will be false. Then it will check that if it is less than 0, it means it is a negative number, it means I will increment the negative count. And if both the conditions are false, it is neither positive and nor negative, it means what it is? It is 0 actually. So else I can directly increase the value of 0 counter, and that's all. The dictionary has been used as per the question, and then we can just display the counts like this. Now the next problem is to write the sorting steps. One thing I want to tell you is I have seen your previous answers, exams answers also, like you are not able to understand the question, like what has been asked. Many of you write a program here, whereas they are not asking program here. Please read the question carefully. Write the sorting step, bracket also I am given steps, means you have to write the steps of sorting. That is, you have to perform the sorting on this example using a particular method, and that is descending order you want, and using bubble sort. Now you know the method of bubble sort. Now bubble sort means what? You start from the first value, check with the second value. If required, we can swap them. If not required, we can leave them. Similarly, you take the second and third value. Similarly, take the third and fourth value. Similarly, take the fourth and fifth value. Now here we are descending order. Descending order means what? Our left side number should be bigger and right side number should be smaller. So if it is not in that way, we can swap them. So it's very clear that first I have written all the things as such what is given, 36258, 36258. Now my first pass. So this is my first pass of bubble sort, where I have to compare these two numbers. So after comparing, I found that swapping is required because I want descending order. So I just swapped it, these two numbers. So 6 comes here, 3 goes there, and remaining okay. After that, actually I have not written all the steps. If you see, I should have done it properly, writing all this. I have not written all the steps here, because in bubble sort you need to show not only each and every comparison, but the pass also, pass 1, pass 2, like that. So I have not shown it here, but I can just explain you directly. Like after swapping, the second number happens to be 3 and the third number is 5. Now 3 and 5, I am sorry, the 5 is after swapping, I am sorry. So this is actually, once 3 gets in place of 6, now the two numbers are 3 and 2, and 3 and 2 are already in the order, so no need to swap them. The next number happens to be 2 and 5. So again swapping takes place. So swapping takes place means 5 will come in place of 2 and 2 will go in place of 5. Now 2 is in place of 5, and then it will check 2 and 8. Definitely again swapping is needed. So that is why 8 comes in place of 2 here, and 2 goes in place of 8 here. So this is actually the output of first pass. I am not showing each and every step, whereas you are supposed to show each and every step as a pass. So this is after first pass. So after first pass, what we notice is that the biggest element has got, I'm sorry, not biggest, the smallest element has got its place. 2 has taken its place position. Okay, there is no smaller than 2. 2 has got its final position. Now I am left with only this many numbers, the 4 numbers. Same way I am doing for these 4 numbers. So what happens is 3 has got its place. Now I am left with only 3 numbers. So again I do in the same process. The next smallest comes at its position. 5 got the position. Now I am left with only 6 and 8, and finally 6 got the position. Now only 8 is available. So it is already on its position. So that's all. That is what is bubble sort. Again, rewrite. Yeah, I told you that rewriting needs some kind of understanding. This loop rewriting needs understanding. It needs understanding, like understanding of both the loops. How do you write the code using the 2 loops based on that. So it's like this. In this question, if you see that sum comma I is equals to 0 comma 10. So let us understand that what will happen. Sum will get the value 0, I will get the value 10. Okay, right, no problem. Now while loop is there, and while loop runs until the value of I is greater than 0. That is, it will run. I is started from which value? I is started from the value 10. And every time what is happening, you can see here, I is getting decreased by 1 in your while loop. Okay, so your while loop has got first, second and third 3 lines of code. So because all the 3 are indented. Now what is happening is it is changing the value of I, decreasing. So I got decreasing from 10 to 9 to 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Until 1 it will run correctly, no problem. 1 greater than 0, true, it will run. After 1, what will happen? I will become 0. So 0 more than 0, false. False means it will come out of the loop and it will run the print statement which is outside the loop. So you need to understand the code. This is what is needed, and now you need to do the same thing without using while loop and with the help of using for loop. So what we notice is that we need to generate the value of I between 10. Okay, so I should go like this: 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But it should stop at 0. 0 it should not take. So I can take just a range from 10 to 1. So if I want to go up to 1, and it is a reverse range, right? So the step is actually -1, because you are starting from one number 10, and every time you are decreasing the value. 10, after that 9, after that 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you know that the second value is such a value which is excluded. So up to 1 is no problem. After 1, when it becomes 0, the loop stops, or it will not take the value of I as 0. I should not say that when it is 0 loop stop, because it is a for loop and it will go until 1 only. It will go up to 1 only. It will never take 0. So you know that the second number what is that. So we have to write for I in range 10. So how do you decide this number? How do you decide range? By understanding the code, that what is happening with I. So we have seen that I has been started from 10, it is going up to 1. So we got it very clear. Yes, for loop can be used, and using range I can get all these values. So I in range is starting from 10, because I want to go up to 1, I have to write the second number as 0, and then step will be -1, and that's all. Inside that, what is to be done? The code will remain same. Sum plus equal to I will remain same. There is no change in that. Print I will remain same. No change in that. But there is one change, is that you don't have to do I minus equal to 1. Why? Because it is taken care by the for loop automatically. So there is no need of doing it yourself here. That is why it is not written here. And ultimately your for loops ends and your print sum, and that's all. So both the, if you want to try also, you can try in your Python. You just copy paste and you will see the same output given by both the code. So that is how it is to convert from one to another loop. And then coming to the next topic is write a program to take a list of numbers as input. Again, that same input code will remain same, and then swap all those. This is very something important, and to understand. Now swap. Okay, so there are numbers in a list, and the number, what they say is that you need to swap all those numbers which are ending with 2. So a number ending with 2 is like 2 itself, then 12, then 22, 32, 42, 52, 102, 222. These are all the numbers in which the ending is the unit place number is 2. So that we can easily check it by putting modulus 10. If you do modulus 10 with any number, you will get the unit place number, and you are checking that unit place number happens to be 2 or not. So this is a very simple condition, we can apply it here. And before that we have taken the input, and what we need to do is that we have to swap with the very next number. So in your list there are some numbers given like this, example is given like, but here some of the things you have to understand yourself which are not given directly to you. For example, what you just see the example properly. The first number is 10. It does not satisfy the condition because 10 ends with 0. So 10 will remain as 10 in its position. There is no change in the position of 10. But if you go to the second number, which is 12, and this 12 ends with 2, and as per the question it says that it has to be swapped with the very next number, and the very next number is 2. So 12 and 2 got swapped, it becomes 2 in place of 12 and 12 in place of 2. Now which number? Now what you need to understand is what is my next number to be taken is my next number, because now the third number, see, first we checked the first number, then we checked the second number, means we were checking one by one. But in this case what has happened is, because these two things are swapped, so 12 has come in place of 2 like this, 12 has come in the third place, 2 has come in the second place. So what is next step actually? Should I check again 12? Because I checked the first number, I checked the second number. Because of checking second number, swapping has taken place, and because of swapping, the second number has become the third number. So there is no need to check the third number, we need to check the next number, fourth number. So that is what is important to understand here is, if the number is not ending with 2, you are checking the next number. But if the number ends with 2, you are not taking the next number, because the next number is the same number which was there in the previous place. You are skipping that. So this number has to be skipped. See, if we checked the first value, we checked the second value, but we do not check the third value. The third value is here. We do not check the third value. Why we need to skip it? Because the third value was swapped with the second value. So this is very important to understand. This will not be given directly in the question, and this is the reason why example is given to you, for having this kind of clarity. Okay, so you can understand now. So we have to skip the third number and we have to check the fourth number. Now fourth number is, you can check it here itself, the fourth number is 36, which is not ending with 2, so 36 is on its position. Now check the next number, that is the fifth number, 72. Again it is ending with 2, means what? It will get swapped with 43. So you can see the effect of that, it has been swapped. Because it has been swapped, the next number going to be checked is not this number, whereas the next number and also not this one, because you have to stop your loop here. You should not check, one more thing is, you should not check the last value. Why we should not check the last value? Because even if the last value ends with 2, you are not going to swap it, because there is no next number to this number. So take care. So these are the two loopholes where you can do mistakes. These are the 2 points where you are going to, and that is why this question very important. That is what is logic to understand here. They cannot give everything here, then what is the use of your thinking and your logic? So that you have to understand that. That is why the example is given. That you have to understand, that I should not check my last number, because if I check my last number, it will try to swap my last number with the number which is not there at all. There is no next number to the last number, and if it tries to swap, it will definitely give error and you will lose marks. So you should take care that if the size of the list is n, you should go not up to n minus 1, you should go up to n minus 2. This is the index number n minus 2. That is one less you need to go. That is why I have written I less than n minus 1, because it will go up to n minus 2. It should not go. N minus 1 is the last number. Index of the last number is n minus 1. You know it very well. Okay. So what is the logic now? Okay, let us take one by one. All the numbers, input is taken, no problem. I is taken, declared as 0, no problem. N is the length of the list, no problem. My now I should not use for loop here. This is where, see, this is where your concepts are checked and tested. Purposely this program is given to you. Why? Because we need to see whether if you apply for loop, your program is wrong actually. Or it can be done with for loop in some different way, means you have to add some more code actually. And you can do with for loop also, but not but you have to add few more things in your code, because you need to take care of because it is not a uniform traversal. Sometimes we are checking the next number, but sometimes we are skipping a number and checking the second next number. So that is why it is better to use a while loop here. So while I started from 0 means index number 0, and I is getting increased either twice increment or one unit increment, depending on your condition whether swapping takes place. If the swapping takes place, this is what is swapping taking place. If and this is the condition for swapping to take place, because the number ends with 2. This is the condition to check the numbers end with 2. And if it ends with 2, you swap with the next number, and you give a 2 times increment in I, because you need to swap the next number. You need to skip the next number. That is why to skip the next number we are giving increment of 2 here, if this condition is true. Otherwise, if this condition is false, like 10 was not ending with 2, so this condition will be false, because 10 modulus 10 is 0, false. It will go to else, it will take unit increment, means it will take the next number. So that is how, this is what is the essence of or the logic of this problem. So once this gets over, and you display the value of A. So this is very important point, that your loop should not be less than n, it should be less than n minus 1, or you can say less than equal to n minus 2. Both are same, and this point is very, very important. That's all. Now what is the index error? Give example. So see that there are some common types of error. Type error is there, name error, index error, then name error, all those things, and example. So you should be able to give example also. Write the output of the following. Again, this output question I will try it separately in my separate video. Now this thing I want to this one. So see that 3 mark question is asked for finding out the this one, slicing, output of the slicing. So see how much importance slicing is given. So it's very important topic, slicing. If you have not learned, again learn it, and see that negative numbers and all used here, negative steps are used here. It becomes quite confusing for everyone until unless it has been understood and practiced nicely. Okay, so I'll explain you what is here is str. So what you need to do is, str is a string and pqrstuv, and if you see this string, if I write it here, pqrstuv, so okay, wait, pqrst. I hope you should do the same kind of same way of doing it. pqrstuv. u and v. You should write in the same way in your rough workout. You can say 1 2 3 4 5 in order to get the correct output, and you know that okay, and this will be your time consuming. Okay, this will be -1 also, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. That's all. So let us understand. The first problem is given is the first position is blank, the second position is blank. What does it mean? It means that you are considering the whole range. Now whether left to right or right to left depends on the third number is given as -3. Third number given as -3 means what? You need to take -3 steps and you need to go from right to left. Why? Because the step is given as negative and you are going to start from the last character v. Why? Because the starting number is missing, the ending number is also missing. Both the numbers are missing means you can straight away start from the either from the left if you are going left to right, or from the right if you are going right to left. In this case you are going right to left because -3 is there. So let us start from right to left. The first number will come as v. Okay, this is first number. Now you have to take -3 step. -3 step means this is -1, this is -2, and this is -3. So -3 means what is that number is s, and again you take -3 here. This is -1, -2, -3, which is p. That's all. So your answer is VSP, which is given here. Then let us see the second one. You are starting the number given is 100. Now 100 is not at all there, but what Python will do, again it depends on the direction, is very important, as you know that it is again right to left, and with respect to this number only you are going to solve this, because it is right to left and the first number is given as 100, and 100 happens to be where 100 will be, this is 6, so 7 will be next to that. If in this case it is not there, but if you just consider that if it is there means it will be right to the 6, 7, 8, 100 will be somewhere after some point somewhere here. Okay, so in this case 100 is not there. So what it will do, because your direction is right to left, because -3 is the step. So even though 100 is given, or even though if you give 6 also, or if you give 7 also, 8 also, 9 or any number bigger or equal to 6, it is going to start from V only. So it will start from V, and again your answer is going to be the same. After that it will take -3 S, after that -3 P. So again you get the same answer VSP, which is already given here VSP. Now the third one, str -1. Okay, what is first thing is to see here is the third number is what, positive or negative. Now the third number is positive means what, your direction is from left to right. Now the direction is left to right in the step of 2. Okay, now we will see, keeping this in mind, left to right, now we will see what is the first number I have to start with. So first number given is -1. Now look at your -1, where is your -1 position? This. So this is my starting position given, and I am asked to go left to right from this starting position. Starting position is given -1, and I am asked to go in the left to right direction in the step of 2. However, there is nothing after V, so your answer is going to be only V. That is how it is. The answer will be only V. So this is how it has to be done, because the second number also is not given here. So if the second number is missing means you can understand that the second number means missing means you can go until the last value, and starting also itself is the last value, so answer is only V. Suppose they give some other number, in second number is given something, say -1 is given as the starting number. Your direction, again I am telling, repeating again and again, everything is depending on the direction. Your direction is given from left to right only you can go. You are not allowed to go right to left, because your step is given as +2. +2 means like this you can go. You cannot go minus like this. And what happens, the starting number is given -1, but if they give the ending number something, say -3, which is on the left side of -1, so it is not possible that you start from -1 and you go in the right direction and then you come to this position -3. It is not possible. So that is why in that particular case your output will come as empty, blank, nothing will come, not even V will come. So try to understand, these are all already explained, and so revision for you. Okay, write a program to do the following, and this program I will say that it is not asked properly, because what level I wanted to give I could not give it because of setting it quickly. And so relative order, this has got no relevance at all, I can just delete it, that has got no importance at all. What they ask you, that if this is the input, only 0 and 1 are there, your output will come like this, should come like this. So if you just notice properly that 0 comes in the beginning, 1 comes in the right side, it is nothing but ascending order, increasing order. Or you can just sort the array using any of bubble sort or insertion sort, and it will do. I have done with the bubble sort. So bubble sort is what, this is the code for the bubble sort. So that's all, it will arrange it like this. However, this question I am not like, it should not have been asked in this way. Something I wanted to ask, I could not frame it properly. Okay, but no problem, because it has come in your this one, you are supposed to write it. So this could be one way of doing it. Obviously there are many ways for doing. Explain the foreign key with an example. So foreign key definition is given, I have written in my own way, and you can see it in book also, and you can write it. Apart from writing the definition, you need to give an example of the foreign key. Now this example of foreign key example means you should show that how foreign key is used in the context of two tables. That is, one table, a foreign key is what actually? A foreign key is a column in a table which relates this table to another table. So by having this common values in the two tables. So if I ask you what is the salary of Amit, you will say salary of Amit is 30,000. How do you say that? Because what you are doing is you are checking this number 1 here, and then you are finding this number 1 here. What is the number? What is the salary? You are not saying that Amit's salary is 10,000. Why you are not saying Amit's salary is 10,000? Because you understand that this employee number 2 is not the employee number for Amit. So actually this table, employee salary table, depends on employee table, and this rule is called as foreign key. Okay, I said that depends on. Depends on means what? If I make a foreign key will not allow me to store a number which is not present in the primary key of another table. See, if I store here 5, if I try to store this 5, in case I made the foreign key, it will not be allowed, it will give error. You cannot store until unless 5 is here. In this case 5 is not here. So you cannot store any such value which is not in the primary key of other table. That is what is the rule of foreign key. A foreign key is not unique, you can repeat it, no problem. For this particular example it is confusing, it is not needed to repeat, but if as per the rule, foreign key can be repeated, no problem. It is not unique like primary key is unique, and that is what is the dependency. I told you that you cannot have 5 here if 5 is not available here. You can have only 1 or 2 here as many times as you want. That is what is the rule of foreign key. So you can explain in this way, and explain the difference between RDBS and SQL. As I already told you that only theory question can be asked on NoSQL, so and only maximum 2 marks. So don't waste your time much on what is that MongoDB and all. And as I told you that create table command is very likely to ask question and definitely and scoring question. There is nothing difficult in writing this question. Please see to it that you are able to write it properly, correctly. I'm sorry that I missed here B, so you can just correct it. Take create table book, there is a bracket, each and everything is important. If you miss this bracket, your marks are reduced. If you miss this comma, your marks are reduced. If you unnecessarily put comma everywhere, it is also reducing your marks. So see that where comma will come and why it will come, because in create table we write the name of the table, and in a bracket we define the columns of the table. Now my first column is BNO, and defining a column is nothing but write the name of the column, write the data type of the column, and write the rule if it is there, and then only put comma, and then only start the second column, data type of the second column and the rule of the second column, comma, third column name, data type of the third column name, and then comma, and then the fourth column data type. That's all. There is no more column after that. Don't put comma. Close this bracket and semicolon. So I hope you can easily understand the structure and unit. Okay, then I here cardinality and degree. Cardinality is number of row. Like if you see in this table, if you see how many rows are there, this is first row, or row is also called as tuple. Many of you are having confusion between tuple and cardinality. So cardinality is number of row, that is the count of row, how many rows are there, whereas tuple is just one record or one tuple. Okay, tuple means row. So this is first tuple. Okay, now I am counting the number of tuple or number of row. Tuple is synonym of row. There is a difference saying row and number of rows. So I am counting number of rows, that is the cardinality here. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So there are total 9 row in this particular table. You might be thinking why sir is not counting this, because this is heading. Heading is not to be counted, only the data records should be counted. So in this table the cardinality is 9. Similarly, if you want to count the number of column, which is called as degree, so this is first column, second column, third column, fourth column, fifth column. So the degree will be 5, and this is what is called as degree and cardinality, which is very simple, nothing special in that if you have learned it and understood. So what is given here is that already 3 row are there, in which you are adding 3 more rows. So your cardinality will become 3 plus 3 6, and already the degree was 2, and you are adding 1 more column in that, so it will become 2 plus 1 3 columns totally. So number of row, number of column, that's all. Okay, now this one is again very important. This is for 6 marks question, and you must have a good practice of writing it correctly. And 2 tables will be given like this, and there will be a common column in both the tables, which will be used to join both the tables. So again it is actually, and don't bother about the data given here, because if you find something like IC301, you do not see IC301 in this table. No need to worry about that, because that is not going to affect your answer at all, because the answer what you write is based on this. That is the command. If you write the command is based on this. You don't have to see the values are matching or not for writing the commands. So that doesn't matter for the writing the commands at all. And actually these values are given for what purpose? The values are given for writing the output. You can see the output is written here. So to write the output you need the values, that's all. So when you write the command, don't see the values and don't get affected by 301 is here and not here. It is not going to matter at all. Until unless we make for FLNO as foreign key, it is allowed. Okay, you can have any value here, you can have any value here, because you have not made this FLNO as a foreign key. It is not necessary to make it as a foreign key. Without that also we can write the command, and in that case you okay, so leave it. Now let us see how to write the commands. Is the first thing is to read the question very carefully. We need to display the FLNO and the number of flights. Okay, from Kanpur to Bangalore from the table flights. Already they have given that from the table flights. So one thing, first thing you need to find out is that why two tables are given to you. So the answer is the two tables are given to you to write the join commands. And I'll tell you that don't use join keyword and all. You can write in very simple and easier way. That what way I have written it and shown to you. So let us see. First thing is to read the question very carefully there and have a look at the table, that what kind of information is given in the table. Flight table has got the information of all the flights. So it is having a flight number. Starting is the column from where the flight starts and ending from up to where it goes. So this flight starts from Mumbai, it goes up to Delhi. Okay, so that is what is this information, and that how many flights are available and then how many number of stops are there. So this information is here, but there is no information about the fares and all. That information they are giving in another table. Fare table is there, in which they give the name of the airline, they give the fare and the tax also. And to have these two tables related to each other, there must be something common in both the table. So look at this. This is common in both the table. If I ask you that the flight number IC701 starts from where, so you will say that IC701, you will check it here and you will say starts from Delhi. So what you are checking is with the matching values. So that is what is actually you can write the command to do this. Okay, you can write the command to do this. So that is select, normal select command only. The only difference will be that the select command will have both the table names, this as well as this, and when you are joining these two tables by writing both the table names after from, you are also going to write that the flight number of this table matches with the flight number of this table. That is the join condition. I'll show you here. That is the join condition. Here you will see the join condition, that the flight number of the flights table is equals to the flight number of fares table. So that is when we are joining the two tables, when it is needed to join the table also is, first you need to know when it is needed to join the two tables. If the question is asked like to display the flights starting from Delhi or details of flights starting from Delhi. Now details of flights, it is understood that no need to display fare and all, because the question does not say it explicitly. It just says that details of flights which are here, and this is actually details of fares. So you can easily understand that it is only one single table you are going to display. So your answer will be select star from flights where starting equals to Delhi. Okay, suppose they say that flights is starting from Delhi, so you can say where flights equal to Delhi. So you are not joining the two tables, not required, because the question does not have to get or use the data given in the second table. Okay, so in that case only the select command is based on only one table. Then in what case you need both the tables to be involved? Suppose if my question is to display the details of to display the starting point of all Sahara Airlines. Now starting point is given here, Sahara Airline is given here. It means you need to involve both the tables. So you need to join the table and write the command, because some data is involved here, some data is involved here. So that is why we need to join. So this is the answer to the question, that when I should join and when I should not join. So when you should not join, if the question or the command involves the data of only one table, you don't have to join with the second table. You can write only based on one table. Or if they ask to display the fares of Indian Airlines. Now display fare of Indian Airline means what? fare is here, Indian airline also here. So there is no role of this table at all. So you don't have to use this table, you don't have to join. This is only single table command based on the table fares. But if the question is something like to display the fares of to display the fare between Indore and Mumbai. Now to display the fare between Indore and Mumbai. Now Indore Mumbai is here, fare is here, means we need to join both the table. So this is how you decide whether to join or not. Okay. Now writing the command, whether in case of join or whether a single table command, it is going to be the same select command only. And you know very well, after select you put the columns which are to be displayed. Here in first question you have to display flight number and number of flights. So what we will say, select, then we will say flight number comma number of flights. That is the column name flight number and the column name number of flights. So you want to display only, you are asked to display only these two columns from this table. You are not going to put select star, you are going to put select FLNO comma number of flights. Okay. And then you will say from which table, so you will say from flights. That is the syntax of select command. That is first we will write select, then we will write columns to be displayed, then we will write from, then we will write the table name, and then we will write the where condition. Now what is the condition given here is, they are saying that from Kanpur to Bangalore. So first of all, this is understood that flight number comma flights, from flights, that is the name of the table, where. Now what is the condition and how to write the condition? They say that from Kanpur to Bangalore. So it is quite clear that Kanpur should be in starting and Bangalore should be in ending. So this is, whether it is given in the, whether the data is there or not, it doesn't matter, you have to write the command. Even if this Bangalore is not given here, something else given here, you should not worry about, you should write the command, that's all. What you need to understand is starting from Kanpur, starting value should be Kanpur, ending value should be Bangalore. And both conditions should be true. You must write and between the condition, because you need first condition also should be true and you need the second also should be true. You don't want any one of them to be true, you want both at the same time. That is why you need to put and operator here. So this is how you write the command. The next one is display the details of all the flights starting with starting means the name of the flight. So don't get confused with starting station, because you can easily find out that there are flights names, number, flight of number is starting with IC. They have given in FLNO also, they have given here. So we need to just check that the flight number starts with IC and we need to display the details. Details means we are not asked any specific column, so we can put select star, very well. From flights, no problem. Where condition will be what, that flight number like IC percentage or modulus. You know very well that if you want to do such kind of checking in a string, that it starts with IC, the first two letters should be IC, and after IC there could be anything, percentage represents anything, IC or nothing also. So it is like it will be true for this, because it starts with IC, and after that percentage means it can be anything like 799, or it can be anything like 302, it can be anything after IC like 899, or it could be just nothing like just IC also. This percentage refers to nothing also. Nothing means nothing after IC, but IC is in the starting. That is what is, we have written IC in the starting because before IC we have not given percentage. So IC is the starting, but after IC we are giving percentage, means after IC there can be something or nothing. So that is what is the use of like operator. And then display the flight number and fare to be paid. Now here what they say is fare to be paid, and they have explained that fare to be paid is how much. So fare to be paid is this much. So this formula can be simply copy pasted here, right? So what we need to display is flight number. So select flights dot flight number. Now one thing you need to first you will read the question like from Delhi to Mumbai. Now if they do not give from Delhi to Mumbai, then you don't have to join the two tables, but because they have given from Delhi to Mumbai, and Delhi to Mumbai is in the flights table, fare is in the fare table, again the two tables are involved, it means you need to join both the tables, and that is nothing but just a simple select command, I already told you. And one thing you need to take care is that flight number, which is after you join the two tables, there will be two columns, with the same name, flight number. If you join these two tables, there will be two columns with the same name, and the name will be FL_ANO, and it will come two times if you join the two tables. So we cannot directly call FLNO, just FLNO we cannot call it, because it will be confusion for, or it will be error, that whether you are trying to say FLNO which is available in the flights table, or whether you want to say the FLNO which is available in the fares table. So it is very clear that the common column has to be written with the table name always. So you have to say flights.flno if you want to point this, and if you want to point this, you have to say fares.flno. And one more thing, when you are joining the two tables, we must write the join condition that this FLNO match with this FLNO, that is flights.flno equals to fares.flno, and that is what we have written here. So what is to be displayed is, first thing you see here, FLNO, so we have to display FLNO, so select flights.flno. It could be fares also, no problem in that, because we have written matching condition here, and both the values are going to be same only. The value of flight FLNO will be same as fare FLNO, because we have written it as a condition. So here you can either write fares.flight number, or you can write flights.flight number, the value is going to be displayed as same. So that is what flight number has been displayed. Second thing, they are asking to display fare to be paid. Now fare to be paid is not the column directly, whereas it is a formula, so we need to write only the right side of the formula. Please take care, don't write here anything equal to like that, don't write the left hand side like variable equal to, not like that. Remember that only the right hand side of the expression will come here, that is what is needed to be solved will come here, and this is the formula we have already they have already given, and we have just written like that. Now that's all we want to display, fare, and this is what is fare to be paid. This highlighted thing is what is fare to be paid, it will get displayed after calculation. And if you want to rename it, you can just put as, and then you can say single quotes fare to be paid. If you want to write, you can write, otherwise it is optional, no need to write also, because the question is not asking you to rename the heading. Now you know that select is over. After select, what will come from, and you know that both the tables will come, flights comma fares, that's all. And then where condition, you know you are joining the two tables, so what will be your condition, flight dot FLNO equal to fares dot FLNO, that is one condition, and there will be other conditions. So please remember what has been asked in your question, that is from Delhi to Mumbai. From Delhi to Mumbai means what is my another condition to be checked is, and starting should be equal to Delhi, and one more condition is there, ending should be equal to Mumbai, that's all. Display the fare Indian Airline is offering from the table fares. So that is only one table is involved here, so select fare, that is the column fare, from fares, that is the table name, where what is the condition, the condition is that Indian Airlines. So there is a column name is what, this is the column name, no, airlines, so column name, so where airlines equals to Indian Airlines, that's all, over, where airlines equal to Indian Airlines. Now next one is this question number 5 up to question number 8, they are giving you the command. And one more tip I am giving you, that sometimes if you are confused with the syntax, you can take help of the given commands and you can make it out. Okay, so especially in join case and all. Now here you are supposed to write the output of this. Now how do you write the output is, see that what has been displayed, flight number, so your first column will be flight number. So see that the first column displayed will be flight number. See, this is first column from here to here, vertically if you see it is first, so it is displaying the flight number, and then number of flight, see the second column, so second value is going to be number number of flights, and the third value is going to be the value of the airlines column, and yes, they are joining the two tables. So this is the join condition, and sorry, here this is the join condition, but one more condition is there, starting equal to Delhi. So what you need to understand is what you are going to display. Keep in mind what you are going to display. It's better that you can write those headings as the column headings, so that you know what you are going to write, and which row you have to select, which record you have to select is based on the condition. First thing to keep in mind is only the matching records, and the second thing is that starting should be Delhi. So you start from starting Delhi. So now if you see that starting Delhi is here, so you start from this particular line. Now starting Delhi ke liye, what we have to display is the flight number. So flight number is IC302. So we have taken first value as IC302. After that, number of flights. Here you can see number of flights. Where it is? Delhi. Here you can see number of flights here. Number of flights. How much? 8. So 8 will come. So second, you can see that 8 in the same line. It will come in the same line, 8. And then in the same line, the name of the airline. So how do you find the name of the airline? So you take this value IC302 in the second table. Where is IC302? Is here, and see what is the airlines given here is Indian Airlines. So this is how you write Indian Airlines. This one is Indian Airlines. Now one record is over, one line is over, one line is over, one line is over. So you have to change the second line. Now you have to find another record which starts with Delhi, and that record is here. So similarly you do for this record, and similarly you do for the third record. That is why there are 3 lines of output, because the condition is satisfied for 3 record. That is why the output comes in 3 lines. Okay. Now select distinct ending from flights. So distinct keyword is actually, it will avoid repeating values, that's all. And ending is the column name. From table is the flight is the table name. So you just go to ending column and see that what are the values in ending column in the table flight. So you just take all the values of ending. So I'll just show you. See, these are all the values, and in all these values I'll just show you copy pasting here. So these are all the values. Now if you do not put distinct, this will be the output. If you do not put distinct, this is the output. But because you made distinct keyword, this Delhi will not come second time, it will come only one time. Already it has been come taken. Similarly this Mumbai will not come second time. Bangalore is already one time, Kochi, Trivandrum, Madras, that's all. So that becomes your output. So distinct will not display the same value repeating again. Okay. So that is what is the use of distinct, and please read the question carefully, command carefully before answering. Things are simple. If you have a practice of all these things, you can write it easily. Select flight number from flights where starting between Delhi and Mumbai. Now you know the use of between keyword. Between keyword means what? It includes this value, it includes this value, as well as it also includes all the middle values also. Middle, in this case actually these are not numbers. If this is number like 100 and 200, it means you have to consider 100 also as true, 101, 102, 300, 104, 105 up to 200. All those values will be considered as true. But here it is given as a string. String is to be taken as alphabetical. Alphabetical means what? Here Delhi will be, for Delhi it will be true, means if the value of starting is Delhi, so here value, starting value is not Delhi. Suppose here starting value is Delhi, this is the starting column name in which the value is Delhi. So Delhi is also true. Okay, when you say between starting Delhi, Delhi is also true. And what you say that and Mumbai. So your value should be starting value, starting column value should be between Delhi and Mumbai. It means that this is my starting column, These are all the values in my starting column. Values between Delhi and Mumbai means, I'll just copy paste here. So Mumbai is taken because it is between Delhi and Mumbai, means Mumbai is involved. Okay, no problem. So this record is needed. It will be true, but Bangalore will not be satisfied because Bangalore does not come between Delhi and Mumbai. I want to say the Bangalore spelling starts with B. Delhi spelling starts with D, because B comes before D. That is why Bangalore will be false. Okay. Now I, Indore, starts with I, and I comes between, what is our condition? Delhi is D, and there will be somewhere I, and then there will be somewhere M. So I, letter I, comes between D and M. The starting letter of Delhi is D, starting letter of Mumbai is M, the letter I is between them, and that is why I will satisfy the condition. Indore will be taken as true. Delhi will be taken as true. Kanpur. Now let us see Kanpur. So there will be K somewhere in between D and M. So Kanpur also will satisfy the condition. Mumbai will satisfy because Mumbai is given as the value itself. Delhi will satisfy, Mumbai, Delhi will satisfy. That's all. So only Bangalore will not be taken. So this Bangalore will not be taken into consideration. However, the remaining records will be taken into consideration. And now what you are asked to display is only the flight numbers of such flights. So except the flight number of Bangalore, all other flight numbers are displayed. Now if you see that, select flight number from flights where ending in. Now you should know the use of in operator. The use of in operator is different than between operator. In case of between, what we have seen is, look at once again, we have seen that it involves the two values which are given, as well as it involves all the values in between them. But in case of in, this in between will not be there. It will be directly checking with the given value only. And what are given value? Bangalore. So it will directly check that ending is Bangalore as well as ending is Madras. So Bangalore will satisfy the condition, Madras will satisfy the condition. I will show you here. Now see here, ending column is here. This is ending column. Delhi is not given, it will not satisfy. Delhi will not satisfy, Mumbai will not satisfy, Mumbai will not satisfy. Bangalore, they have given in Bangalore, so Bangalore will, they have given in Bangalore, Madras. So Bangalore, this record will satisfy, and Kochi will not satisfy, Trivandrum will not satisfy, and this record will satisfy. These are the only two records which satisfy the condition, because in these two records the value of ending is Bangalore and in this it is Madras. So that is what is the use of in operator. In operator checks with the directly given values. So they are checking that ending in Bangalore means the value of ending column is inside this. Inside this means it should be Bangalore, means it is to be taken as selected, as well as Madras also. Other values it will be false. So that is what is the meaning of ending. So here I should not waste much time on this, and let us quickly go to this. The next question is, depending on the fares table given in the previous question, we are going to write this command. So this is to increase the fare of all the airlines by 10%. The command is update command. After update we need to write the name of the table, and then set is a keyword, and then which column you are going to modify. I am going to modify fare column, and how I am going to modify. So this is the formula to increase the value of the fare. I have to say the old fare plus how much to increase. So this is the 10% of the fare to be increased. And then the next command is to delete the records of Jet Airways. So the command format is delete, after that from, after that table name, and then the condition is airline equal to Jet Airways. And then to add a new column, column adding is actually alter. So alter table fares, add is the keyword, and then which column name, and then the data type. That's all. which of the following is or not a cyber crime? So coming to the sixth question or last question, and see this question, that you should know what comes under cyber crime, what doesn't come under cyber crime. So cyber crime is a crime which takes place using internet, and which takes place using smart devices like phone, cameras, and social media, all those things. And once a crime takes place, only it is considered as crime. Like stealing a hard disk of a computer. Somebody is stolen the hard disk, but you are not able to prove, or yeah, you're not having any kind of proof that your hard disk has been misused, or the data in your hard disk has been misused. In that case, you cannot call it as a cyber crime. So okay, like somebody has taken the hard disk and just formatted and using for his own purpose, but he has not taken your data from the hard disk and not misused those data. So that doesn't come under cyber crime. So next thing is posting your personal photo on. This is you yourself posting your photos on your, so it doesn't come under cyber crime. Whereas this kind of things are cyber crime. So see that it's coming like 2 marks, and I hope this kind of questions comes in board exam. So I hope that in your session ending also this kind of questions can come. And then what is cyber safety and all those things, you can just find it in your book. I hope this video will be very useful for you. I hope everyone all the best, and I hope that everyone should get good marks and everyone clear the weightage and pass in computer science paper. Thank you one and all.